Hey guys, I've spent most of the day running all over the county shoe shopping. I hate shoe shopping, but I have managed to injure myself. Partly my fault because I tend to act like I'm still 30 years old and I'm clearly not. And I sometimes do things that my body protests about. And a couple of weeks ago, I jumped out of the back of my truck onto the concrete and came down really hard. And of course I was wearing boots because I'm like always wearing boots. And I've been dealing with some plantar fasciitis, which is wonderful. So I won't be wearing boots for a while. I'm gonna be wearing sensible shoes. Yeah, I'm sensible shoe age. So went shoe shopping, got some everyday shoes to just run around in, and then, and I feel like my grandma, I got some house shoes. Shoes to wear in the house because you're not supposed to be going around barefoot when you got plantar fasciitis. I'm making a super easy enchilada skillet, and the hardest part of this recipe is just cutting up the chicken. It's super easy. It's kind of a one pot, one pan deal. So I'm gonna dice up, I've got 2 chicken breasts here, and I'm just gonna cut them up into kind of like 3/4 inch pieces. 1/2 inch pieces, you know, rather small because you want them to cook through pretty quickly. And so I'm just going to cut these up, and then after it's all diced up or cubed up, I will kind of brown it in the skillet with a little bit of coconut oil. Then I will add in some red enchilada sauce and a can of good old Rotel, and then just a couple other things, and that'll be it. I always get questions when I am using this knife about what kind of knife this is. This is an ulu. I have a couple ulus. This one's actually got a caribou antler handle, and I got them from a store in Fairbanks, Alaska called, well, this one came from a store called the Great Alaska Bowl Company, I think is what it's called. I'll put a link down below if you are curious about them. But it is a traditional native Alaskan knife, and I've actually done a video where I talk about these knives and a little bit of the history and folklore that goes along with these. And I will put a link to that down below if you are interested in that. Alright, I've got all of my chicken cubed up here. So I'm just going to kind of spread it out a little bit so that I can season it. Let me go wash my ulu. Alright, let me heat up my skillet. Take a sip of my tea. Oh, hot. Alright. A little bit of salt and pepper. A little bit of cooking oil. I'm using coconut oil, which is kind of my favorite oil to cook with. So we're going to let that melt and get nice and hot. And then I will toss in the chicken, and I'll let that cook for a few minutes until it's cooked through and kind of gets like golden brown in spots. And then I will add in the other things. Alright, my chicken is cooked, and you can see there's kind of like little golden bits in there. So now I'm going to add in my red enchilada sauce. And my can of Rotel. And then I'm just going to stir this together, and I will let this simmer. I'll throw a lid on so it don't splatter or anything, but I will just let this simmer for about 10 minutes or so, and then it'll be ready. Alright, my chicken is done here, and so now all that is left to do is to serve it up. And normally what I would do is I would spoon some of this onto a tortilla, add a little bit of shredded cheese, some guacamole, and that would be a wrap. That would be dinner. You could also serve this on some shredded lettuce, make it into a salad. So it's a pretty flexible sort of thing, but chicken enchilada skillet. So that is it. I am going to wrap this up for today so I can eat dinner and call it an evening. So thanks for joining me here again at the homestead. My name is Constance from Cosmopolitan Cornbread, and I'll talk to y'all next time.